This is the Galaxy Report for Sunday, May 6th, 2006. Intro music now. Welcome to the Galaxy Report. I'm Fariq. This week I'm joined by Josh, aka Meat Puppet. We still have to find a new name for him, so till then we're just going to call him Josh. Josh, how you doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing well. And we have Flipside with us this week. Flip, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good, good. And in the background, Ducus is hanging out waiting for a little special segment that we're going to do later.
Hey, how's everybody this week?
They can't answer you.
I know.
All right, this is what we have in store for you guys this week. We're going to go over this week's Hotfix 28.2. We're going to get in depth with Rogue 5's Comlink. We have the Friday feature that I'm sure everybody's itching to hear about. And then Fariq and Ducus are going to duke it out on our differing viewpoints. Yes, I'm going to allow someone who has a different viewpoint than me on the show to talk. We're going to do some Q&A. We're going to give some stuff away. And at the end, we're going to have a little special thing. I'm going to wait till we get there for it's a surprise for everybody. I think they're going to be thrilled. What do you guys think?
I don't know what it is either. What is it?
It's that thing I told you about earlier. You'll find out when we get there.
Okay.
Okay. And Flip's completely clueless because he wasn't around when I did that.
I didn't even want to say that I didn't know because I didn't want to sound that dumb.
All right. So let's go right to publish 28, or not publish 28.2. It's more of a hotfix. 28.2. It's kind of tweaked some of the bounty hunter. I guess there's an issue where you could launch droids from your toolbar without having a biosignature. I wish I would have known that when I took my first mission. And set the bounty window so it's no longer so small that it cuts off the min-max indicators. Entertainers, they started fixing some of your problems. The players will once again be able to start the theater manager's quest. And inspiration buff timers are again at the pre-published 28 durations. Now, did they ever come out and say, was that something where they had changed the time and then decided to change it back, or was that a bug? Does anybody know?
Not that I know.
I don't know either.
Entertainer. Oh, if you're not an entertainer.
Nobody's an entertainer anymore. Okay, the respecs. What do they have here? This is so long ago I can't remember. When you respec to from trader or entertainer, your level is now correctly stored. The respec system will now remember your progression through trader, entertainer, and combat professions independently. There's some people that were kind of ticked off about this. You know, it seemed like the only fair thing that they could do. I mean, let's face it, how many of us who were a trader and didn't want to finish grinding up to the, through trader, we're just going to respec to entertainer and macro our way to master entertainer and then switch back to trader.
I want to do that.
I would have done that. I had.
Do we know if our
What's that?
Do we know if our old kits still work the old way, like the old respec kits?
If you said I did that just this week, and I had my kit. I tried profession, where you can actually go to the respect little NCP. I tried them, and I've also tried one of my on the kit itself.
And did it make you switch the thing the way the NPC does?
Yeah, it pretty much worked about the same way. But if you used it from the NCP, you only had to pick. Well, you got the free one. And then, the one, I had still a number of them left in my my inventory for the kit.
Okay.
Interesting. But do any of you have a problem with them switching, making it so you could, like the trader, entertainer, and combat professions are basically completely separate, and you can't switch between them as a master?
Oh, I do, because it affects me.
That's how you care about.
You know,
Yeah,
I had that problem today. I've already been, even pre-CU and even in the NGE, I've had my character in Astron, Master Architect or whatever that trader is in that, trader, style. And I've gone back from combat, my character that's combat character, and I went back to the architect, and I went all the way, I wasn't a master anymore. And I didn't get that because I've already been a master. And this is after the NGE. Because I've gone back and forth, but apparently you have to grind it if you want to be it.
I don't mind it for similar reasons. I mean, people are complaining about endgame content. Okay, so you can respec to a new profession at level 1, grind that up. Once you get bored of that, or you get bored of that sometimes, you can go back, you can respec back to your old level 90 combat character or entertainer. And still have that top level content that you like to play, while still checking out other professions.
See, I think the main problem with it was if you were combat and you could switch over to entertainer and macro your way to master in like 3 days, and then switch back to level 90 combat, who wouldn't do that instead of going through the grind? Same thing with trader, and I think that the entertainer profession, and nothing against entertainers, it's just it's easily I don't want to call it exploitable, but it's a quick way to a 90 if you were to make it so that you could like switch in between the professions as master all the way across the board. And it just seemed like the logical thing for them to do if they're going to give us this ability. Anyways, I'm going to get through this hotfix. Okay. Players that have not logged in before the NGE will no longer lose skill levels when choosing trader or entertainer as their profession. Wonderful. Donovan, this one's for you. What happened to you? The quest is fixed. People who don't know, that's Ducus' real name. So
yes, that's my real name.
I
vanished from the game.
So they tweaked that and Crash and Burn Part 2. And they made some changes, or not really changes, just some more tweaks. The heavy X-Wings will once again have the correct acceleration, deceleration. And that was one of the things that was on our bug wiki, so I got to put that in the fixed issues before I sent that in. I didn't want to piss off Rogue 5, And no longer lose ground experience in space. That would suck. I'd hate to finally be like, okay, I'm going to go into space, and then go up there and start losing XP.
Let's stop the guys who were doing the thing at the Kashyyyk station, who'd sit there AFK and just fire at the spawn, and they were leveling up that way. That stopped them.
It'd be funny if if they put in something so they could check to see some sort of automatic check that when a ship was in one place for a certain amount of time, killing certain things, not moving at all, some super ship would come out and destroy them, like the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah, to make them over it or something.
Elite NPCs will no longer drop Crite Pearls. I guess that's good.
Well, is that crate or Crite?
Oh, who cares?
Crate.
Let me get the Speak and Spell MP3 out and we'll find out. Anyways, that was the hotfix. There's a couple more other things, but nothing major. I guess there's multiple boss Ks, whatever you want to call them. Spawning the Mos Eisley, they took care of that.
Garva posted it too, which was weird. Didn't even show up in the dev tracker.
Yeah, I know. It's I was trying to look, and it's where is it? And oh, Garva. All right, I'm done with hotfix. I printed it out, so I just threw the paper behind me. All right, now we're on to Rogue 5's Comlink. And who wants to start off on this one?
Where do you want to start?
At the beginning.
He hasn't actually even posted since May 1st.
Well, Helios posted this for him.
Right, but
what I'm kind of surprised about is that they said that sometime late next week, this may be on Test Center.
Uh-oh.
I didn't read it. What was it?
You didn't read the Comlink at all?
Last I knew it was April 21st.
Oh, yeah. This is they need to, hey guys, update that on when you first go to the forums, make it so it says, Rogue 5's Comlink for the correct date.
Yeah, I missed two so far.
Sorry, I couldn't talk there for a second. This is basically, I don't know, combat revamp. We don't want to call it that because that's going to get a lot of people crazy. This is just tweaking combat, trying to reduce the speed and make it more strategic. Does that sound scary?
No, not at all. It's what a lot of people have been wanting is for reduced speed.
Okay, I'm going to read this part real quick. Motivation and goals. The overall majority feedback that we've collected from the boards and elsewhere suggests the combat is currently perceived to resolve too quickly, thus leaving little room for strategic choices or meaningful attacks beyond the standard left-click shot. With the Galactic Civil War becoming a major factor in our game within the near future, we want to make sure the core combat system is enjoyable for players, as combat will be a major aspect of the war. Now, the goal of the rule changes is they want to bring back strategic combat. They want to decrease the default attack speeds to possibly allow for more natural-looking animations while at the same time keeping the overall laser-shooting, action-paced feel that combat currently has. Which makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't like to see the animations in-game moving as fast as we are right now. Why do they have to put it at 6 months? What's that?
Why do they have to put it on 6 months again? Every 6 months, like they're planning it every time.
Just to screw us over. Okay, let's see. While not immediately part of the change, these changes lend themselves to bring back the combat log so players can once again track combat in greater detail. I like that idea. There's nothing like having that combat log to be able to really tell when something's working and when it's not working. It helps.
We'll get the mod UI again.
I think that the combat log will help people find bugs way before they can in the current system, and maybe get these into the devs and get them fixed. Or maybe that's just me being optimistic.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. There's a knock on wood.
I heard that too. That was cool.
It's the sound effect. We're going high tech now, baby.
Oh, were you knocking on your head or what?
Ooh. I won't tell you where I was knocking. These changes also directly play into the upcoming expertise system where players will be able to permanently modify some of their combat variables by spending points in some of the expertise trees. A player might increase her chance to land critical hits, for instance. Wonderful. Okay, the base combat changes. This is printed out way too light for me to read. Weapon damage will be adjusted upward, so I guess we all get to do more damage. This is part of the weapon retrofit. So the weapon damage will be adjusted upward to account for the damage we are removing from combat caused by being a particular level. Currently, a player does most of his or her damage based on what level he or she is. This will no longer be the case, which makes sense.
How will combat slow down if the damage is increased?
Well, they talked about it. You're gonna do more damage, but I'll skip ahead since you can't wait. Since you're Mr. Impatient. The primary left clicks, the default attack, has a current execute time of 0.25 seconds. This is going to change now, where, after this, the default attacks will have an execute timer of 0, but will gain a cooldown timer that is determined by weapon speed. Example, a weapon that has a 0.4 speed will only be able to shoot the default attack every 0.4 seconds. So they're going to do more damage, but they're going to slow down the pace at which you do the damage, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, so they can reintroduce the animations.
Here's an idea. Let's have pistols be the fastest, carbines the next, and rifles slow.
I've heard that one before.
Well, you think that's how it works.
I don't know. I don't know where I came up with that idea. I just pulled that one off the top of my head, The damage against an unarmored opponent, all non-elite, non-boss NPC enemies, is expected to be within a couple points of the listed weapon damage, barring any damage modifiers the player might have gained from various sources, loot, or the expertise system. All actions have 2 timers, an execution timer, during which no other action in the game may be executed because you are busy doing something else. Do you have a feeling that we're going to see that a lot? Busy doing something else is going to scroll across the screen as we're trying to fight. And a cooldown timer, during which You cannot perform that particular action again, but you can perform other actions. This is currently the case, and live gaming will continue to remain true. This is just amazing stuff. Groundbreaking. God, this printed light. See, as mentioned, default attacks have no execute time. In practice, this means that specials can be executed immediately following or during primary attacks. This will fix the issue of attacks firing visually on the server and in the UI. Cooldown starts counting down, but not on the server. You don't actually get healed, for instance. So it sounds like they're going to get this fixed.
Nice.
No heal.
Sweet.
Well, they say it, but who knows if they actually are going to do it.
Considering the control scheme in SWG, it will be difficult to execute a variety of specials and run around at the same time. This means that moving in combat actually becomes an action. We're putting that in quotes. You take to affect the outcome of a fight. In other words, a player now chooses whether to stand and fight, increase DPS through more criticals or use of specials, or run around to be harder to hit because of the target scheme, as well as an increased chance of glancing blows. Running around becomes a defensive action that one does instead of offensively using specials.
That's confusing. Does that mean they're going to make it impossible to walk around?
No, it's just if you stand there and fight, you're good. It's basically gonna. I kind of think of it as remember before, like when you were prone, you would have with like certain weapons, you'd have like a better chance of hitting, or like if you were in a certain range, you'd have a better chance of hitting for more damage. It sounds like that's gonna come back. If you're running around, you're gonna have less of a chance. You're not gonna be able to hit it as hard. You're not gonna get the crits on the creature, but it's gonna be harder for them to hit you too. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, because not too many players are really running around and firing as it is.
Well, they stand right in front of their target and just blast it.
Exactly.
But now you're going to get a bonus for running around, but you're going to have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to be harder to hit and take less damage, or do you want to stand there and do more damage? You have to figure it out.
Be careful, you people are going to be pissed again.
Well, I like how they say that AI creatures will once again change weapons if
All
they have a
two of them.
secondary weapon.
Oh god, we're making it into a thinking game again.
Oh man.
I don't want to think.
AI creatures will once again change weapons if they have a secondary weapon to switch to.
Oh, that would be fun.
Didn't they do that before?
Yeah, they did. I liked it.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
They didn't use specials back then, though.
They took out the changed weapons, then they put in the specials.
I wish they did modern specials. They don't do specials like throwing down the bounty hunter nets or anything like that. They should give some of the NPCs commando weapons, so it's cooler.
Heavy weapons.
Yeah,
That would
lava
be pretty
cannons.
cool.
If they gave all the stormtroopers lava cannons, you'll land it indeed.
While they're yelling, I'm
Sweet.
griefing you, I'm griefing you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they have a critical hits. Attacks now have a chance to be critical hits that do additional damage in addition to a special effect if you're using a weapon with heat, cold, electricity, or acid elemental damage property. Critical hits are indicated to the attacker by different colored fly text and words such as critical hit displayed next to the damage caused. The chance to critical hit is influenced by the agility and luck stats at X% for every Y points of each. Yeah, you guys figure that one out. In addition, there's a bonus to score a critical if you are not moving. Additional modifiers due to posture may be added if posture use in combat makes a comeback. Would like to hear your feedback on this, especially. Everybody make sure you give your feedback. We want prone and kneel back. At least I
I've been
do.
saying it for years. Since they took it out, I've been saying it.
And leave your feedback. I don't know. Just don't be asshats when you're leaving the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's being kicked out of Starbucks.
What?
He's the shop he's in, the internet cafe he's in, modding at's closing down in 15 minutes. Ducus, you have to take over.
Yeah, okay.
The
I'm taking
Galaxy
questions.
Report. Okay, where was I? Okay, critical chance may also be modified by buffs and eventually by the expertise system. Maybe chef foods. You think? Okay,
those work
nobody's
anymore?
thinking.
Be interesting.
If the player is using a weapon with one of the aforementioned elemental effects, the critical will have an additional effect. Heat criticals set the target on fire for a short period of time. Cold criticals snare the target. Electrical criticals cause the target to have an increased chance to do a glancing blow attack. And acid criticals cause the target to become vulnerable to additional criticals for a short period of time.
That would be cool if they added like the species restriction thing to the criticals. Like if Mon Calamari were more vulnerable to the electrical ones and the Wookiees were vulnerable to the fire. Give me the species
sweet.
penalties.
Yeah.
Cold, electrical, and acid critical secondary effects last for about 3 seconds. After this time, the target is immune to those secondary critical effects for about 6 seconds. Any criticals scored during that time with a cold, electric, or acid weapon are reduced normal criticals that just do increased damage. I like the way all
Critical.
that sounds.
Yeah, I do too.
Sounds pretty good.
And then there's glancing
Critical
blows.
information.
Attacks
There's
now
what?
have the chance to do glancing blows, which do trivial damage to the target, currently 1/25th of their normal damage. Glancing blows are indicated to the attacker by gray fly text with the words trivial hit displayed next to the damage. Glancing blows are indicated to the defender by green fly text words with the words glancing blow. The chance of scoring a glancing blow is modified by the agility stat at a rate of X% for every Y points and luck stat at the rate of P% for every N points. A moving attacker using a ranged weapon has an increased chance to land a glancing blow attack. Additional modifiers due to posture may be added. Glancing blow chance may also be modified by buffs and eventually by expertise system. Okay, guys, what are your thoughts on this stuff?
The screen's pretty full now with all the fly text from damage, XP. I can barely see the XP as it is, so this glancing blow thing flying up is going to just crowd it up even more.
It'll be in the combat log. We're getting back.
And it's going to slow down. Remember, like right now you're seeing 4 things of damage every second? That's going to be reduced. It's probably going to be 2. And then the way it sounds, when one of those floats up, like next to it, it'll be like a green text. Maybe the damage will be a green text, and then it'll say like trivial hit or, glancing blow or something right next to that.
Yeah. Still going to be pretty crowded, but if the combat log's coming back, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep attention to this chat room here.
Okay, you pay attention to the chat room and we'll make the other people think for a little bit.
Okay.
We'll get the combat queue back too.
Probably not.
That'd be nice.
You missed that?
Yeah, I just remembered it just talking about this. I was just thinking all the pieces of the UI we gradually lost. We lost first the combat queue, then the combat log, and then the force pool, and then the mine pool.
Well, I couldn't see the combat queue really working in this. I mean,
It slows down enough.
yeah, but still, you're going to have to make sure that your cursor's over your target when it's time for that move to go off.
That's true.
And how hard is it
I
really just
digress.
to hit the button when you want to do it? Flip, what are your thoughts on this system?
Well, am I even mute, or can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Because I said a few things, and I thought okay. For one thing, the glancing blow sounds like something an entertainer would do to you. I don't know about that, but what is up with the rate of about X% for every Y points in the luck stat, and the rate of every P% for every N points?
Oh, that's just the way it's going to be figured out. So, like, your agility is going to be based, like, there's going to be a certain percent for every, so for every point of agility, say like it's like 0.25%. I'm just making up those numbers. I don't know. So, every time you add a point to your agility, say like you put a shirt on with plus 25 agility, it's going to raise your chance to, the percentage of a chance you have of getting, say, like the glancing blow or the critical by a certain percent. At least that's what I think it is. Is anybody want to correct me? Feel free.
You get it better than I do. It's too late to think about that.
That's wicked late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going on too.
We just need Gyron here to complain about Commandos.
Oh, I could do that. I'm really pissed about Commando this week.
Okay, we'll get to Commandos. We'll give you some free time in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So do you think we got? I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing this stuff on Test Center. I hope it's not something that goes on Test Center the end of next week and we get the beginning of the following week. But from what they've given us lately, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to really be able to test it out. Which brings me back to something I was thinking about earlier, and I think you mentioned it last week's show, is the testing for stuff like this. They need to clone a live server to really test this stuff out. It's
test centers don't work.
Well, I mean, Test Center is nice, and nothing against the Test Center people, but it's like the whole respec issue. I can guarantee hardly anybody used the respec NPC on Test Center as long as the blue frogs were up. They just went to the blue frog, switched over, bam, it was done. So to, switch over a live server just to test this stuff out, I think it'd really catch a lot of these things before they made it live.
Yeah, and they only do it when they do expansion packs. They didn't even do it for the NG, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, they
Bria?
did.
Probably. Well, they need to do that like Bria or, Bloodfin or one of the bigger servers.
Starsider.
Yeah, if you want space.
Maybe Wander Home. Hey, well, they're doing the publish with the space stuff in it. The gunboats.
Okay, yeah, when they do the gunboats, then you can have your server cloned over.
I always wanted that. I always want to go on a shopping spree, just waste all my money. On my greatest fears, though, I'll probably do it on the live server by accident. Not paying attention to what I'm doing.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely hop on Test Center and try it, and hopefully you guys will join me. We can duel, see what happens in the
right by the frogs.
System. Yeah.
Have you ever been kicked out of Test Center?
No, have you?
Yeah, 3 times.
For what?
For dueling with the frogs. I was like, do you know who I am? Jason P. didn't take it too well.
He's like, yeah, I do.
Kick for 2 days. How can I test?
Oh, man. So I guess we got that covered pretty good. Let's move on to, I basically read everything that was going on, so.
Okay.
Let's go to Friday Feature, which is the Pilot Showcase. And for those of you that are interested in it, you can head on over, and it basically, I didn't really look at it, but from what I saw, it was basically just like a description of like pilots on different servers. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's all it was. It's just pilots showing off their ships and putting a little bit of a backstory in.
Even though we have a website for that already.
Mm-hmm.
We have spaceloot.com, like 400 ships on it.
Well, see, they could just copy and paste. And, they're busy trying to get that thing ready for E3, so. You didn't have time for the Friday feature.
Yeah, we probably did Thursday night.
Just copy and paste those real quick.
I want another Hertz job. Sounds like something I'd do.
What do you say we give away something right now?
Okay.
I'm in a giving mood.
Okay.
All right. I have some of the Community Summit shirts. I actually have quite a few of them. So I'm like, well, you know what? I better start giving these things out. Otherwise, nobody's going to want them after a certain point. So what I did is I took everybody who donated leading up to the Community Summit to help us get down there, get the interview with Rogue 5 and everything, and I put their names into to Solon's random topic generator. Now, what I'm going to do is I need one of you guys to give me a number. I'm going to hit the generate topic that many times, and then we're going to read the name of the winner. Anybody? Number?
13.
13?
13, yeah.
And the winner is Chris Ring. So Chris Ring, just email me at thegalaxyreport@yahoo.com. I will verify your information with what was in PayPal, and let me know what size shirt you want. I think I have large, extra large, and extra, extra large. And we will get one of those sent out to you.
Not playing any girls playing, are you?
No, come on.
No Asian chicks?
Only in our minds.
Hey, how about Nicole here?
But she's not Asian. I'm not Nicole. And
I guess someone's gonna get kicked out.
Yeah.
Bye, Solon. It's been fun.
Owned by the guy at minimum wage.
And we'll give away a couple more shirts
a radio
later.
show.
All right, what do we want to do now? Do we want to go Ducus and Fariq duke it out, or do we want to do predictions for E3?
Oh, was that the secret thing?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say I told you about that. It
I
wasn't
know.
the other way. PM me, what's the thing? I don't even know where we're going with this.
Ducus, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
Okay. Now, everybody tends to think that I have like a stranglehold on all the ideas on the show and all the opinions, and that I don't really want anybody who disagrees with myself or the developers to, I don't know, give their views. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to let Ducus come on, and he kind of sits in the background during a lot of the shows, growling quietly at what I'm saying. And he has a list of topics that he wants to talk about SWG. And we're just going to throw some ideas around back and forth, and I'm basically going to prove them wrong. Ducus, it's all you.
Okay, I had sent Fariq some topics, just so he knows what I'm talking about as well. And I'm just gonna go down the list as I had sent it to him. One of the first things was, in the CU, the crafters were nerfed, big time. I could understand that. I was cool with that. I adapted. It was a combat upgrade, that's why I could understand it. But with the new game effects, why? I've been having trouble getting my character to do anything. And I just want to I want to put this out to the devs, to Rogue 5, to all the devs who listen to the show. Give me a response on this. No PR. This is not a pre-CU for the win speech. I know that ain't coming back. I can live with that. I would just like to know why. Why were we hit so hard for the NGE when all the combat professions were given their overhaul?
Well, when you look back, I mean, crafters really got hit like at the combat upgrade. I mean, with Rage of the Wookiees when that came out, and the combat upgrade, basically that's when the economy really turned.
Yeah.
You could get a lot of the quest rewards were better than weapons that you could buy from a crafter. Just basically you weren't getting quite the loot that you were getting with the NGE, but a lot of it, the quest rewards were better than what you could buy from a crafter. So I really think that's when it started, and the NGE just took it to another level. And
yeah,
I would like to see the pre-CU crafting system, the economy back.
Oh, same here. I mean, I know it's not coming back, though. And that's why I said during this combat upgrade, yeah, we were hit hard with that, too, but we could still adapt. We still had a major, we could still have a major impact on the community and the economy. Now we're shadowed. We're not even a shadow of what we were before.
Well, you have something on there about the reverse engineering. Do you want to get into that now? Because I'm thinking when that comes back, when that's brought into the game, that's going to bring crafting back to maybe not quite what it was pre-CU, but better than it was during the CU.
Yeah, but from what from what I know, which is pretty much what you've said about it, about how they're going to be using the loot to augment whatever the crafter makes, right?
Right.
Okay. You're still going to have to find that crafter who's making those weapons and that armor. And with the way things are now, not too many of them are doing that because we're so disgusted with it. We're trying to find what's not loot that we can make so we can at least compete with loot. We're not competing with each other anymore. We're competing with the loot. And that's not right.
Well, I think with the reverse engineering system, you're going to be dealing more special orders. You're going to find out kind of what people are looking for. It's kind of almost, it's like taking the pre-CU system where combat was strictly reliant on the crafters for their items. And kind of, it's going to bring that back, but now the crafters are also going to be dependent on the combat people. So it's kind of like tying both of them together, because the crafters are going to need the items from the combat people to reverse engineer to get the items to put on something else that people really want.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like expanding that. Instead of just needing one group, you need the two groups needing each other. And I think that's, maybe I'm naive in thinking this, but I think that's what they want to do instead of making it just beneficial for one group, making it, making groups rely on each other. Like a mutual need for each one.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping they'll try to do. But at the same time, they're not really addressing the loot, and what's the player's basic motivation to go to the crafters? I mean, the other players and the hardcore PvP players will be going to the crafters to get better, to see if the crafters can make their weapons a little bit better, but 90% perhaps of the players out there are still not going to just say, hey, I got this loot, so what?
Well, see, I think it benefits both groups, because you're going to have your people who want to get the loot and just want to use their loot. You're going to want the people who want the better stuff. The crafters will make the better items, because you're going to be able to basically have an item in theory, in the way it's being talked about right now, you're going to be able to have an item that will have more bonuses to it than what can be looted. So, of course, your level 90 people are going to want those additional bonuses.
Yeah.
So they're definitely going to be hunting down the crafter. They're going to go to their guild crafter. Hey, reverse engineer this, put this on, or, oh, I have this piece of armor. Can you put this stat in there? It's kind of like, it's almost like having the skill tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Except now, instead of anybody being able to drop them in, you need the crafter to put that in there for you.
I hope so.
It expands you. It makes you better than before.
I hope so. It's just their track record is so I am gonna just give them benefit of the doubt.
I'm hoping the reverse engineering really brings back the crafting.
I do too.
I think we all want that.
NG crafting's a metaphor for Star Wars Galaxies versus World of Warcraft. It's completely out of whack.
Oh man, you had to
That
bring
was
up
my
World of
comment on
Warcraft.
crafting.
Good job there.
Yeah, I know nothing about crafting, so I'm just interjecting words.
Interjecting? How? That sounds so, I don't know.
Dirty.
Next topic.
It was turning you on, wasn't it?
Oh, we lost Flip.
We did.
Yeah, I heard a bleep and we lost Flip.
Huh.
No, you're right.
Well, I guess Flipside's taking a breather. I don't know what's going on.
Went for a smoke.
Okay, one of the other things I had brought up with Fariq here was the creature loot radio, which they had pre-CU. I don't know how many of the listeners were playing Star Wars Galaxies near about 2 years ago, when creatures were doing the same thing they're doing now, dropping weapons, dropping clothes and stuff like this. Non-creature stuff. Freak, I'm sure you can remember that.
Vaguely.
Vaguely. It was a while ago. But that is why they put in the creature loot radio. That was their reasoning for putting it in there, was to stop the creatures from doing this.
Is it loot non-specific now?
Yeah, it is. And they need to bring back that radio.
Well, somebody brought that up at the Indie Summit about, creatures dropping weapons and things like that. It's like, well, why do they do that? Why do they do that? And, the dev's basic response was, you know what? It's a game. At that point, it's a game. We just want, otherwise you're just going to get people who are going out. I'm adding this part. You're just going to get people who are going out just killing, human NPCs. where people want to go out creature hunting and get a chance of getting something off of them. So, I mean, I can see that point in it being a game. I don't like getting a gun off a Durney, but it's a game.
Why don't they make creature loot come off players from bounty hunters? Like they loot all the meat and bones off them, and it'd be really good. You can harvest people.
That's like a Nazi. I'm not even going there.
No, we like the Soylent Green upgrade. Be sweet.
You can make Soylent Green in the game. I don't know.
Just a thought.
I would like to see the radio menu back just for the fact that, people would be able to choose what they want to get off a creature. But if you really want to stock up on hide or meat or bone, you can do it. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
All these people who act like it's impossible, it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible, it's just hard as hell.
No, one day, 100K of each. That's all you have to do. You find what you want that's dropping it, and you just run around an area where they're spawning and get it. I did it, and I don't do that.
Yeah, but you're also level 90 too.
I wasn't at the time.
Really?
No, it's when I was trying to get to 90. I went and basically I was killing something that was, man, what were they? 77s? And I was like about an 85. So I mean they were below me, but I was just running around killing them, looting them. And at the end of the day, I had 100K meat and 100K in bone and like a bunch of hide.
Well, did you put it on Bazaar and stuff for the crafters to get?
No, I hoarded it for myself.
But when you turned into a crafter, there we go.
I destroyed it. That's what I did.
You see, you got to send it out then.
No,
help us crafters.
And I'll do that. The next 100K of something I get, I'm selling to a crafter dirt cheap.
Crafters are a thing to complain about.
That's another thing. When a lot of people were complaining about how expensive stuff was before. What you just said, selling it to the crafter dirt cheap, they were doing people who were grabbing the resources, or like the scouts were, they were doing it big time money, and they saw, okay, crafters have the money, hey, I can charge them 10 CPU and get away with it. And crafters had to throw that onto the final product.
Stupid Rangers. That's what it
Well, it wasn't just them. And now it's the same thing with loot.
The Rangers are the reason why we got the combat upgrade in the NGE. Thank you very much.
Blame Rangers.
I'm not just blaming Rangers. I'm blaming anybody who did that.
So you
try to overcharge for stuff.
You want the creature radio menu back, and
yes,
I wouldn't mind if it was back, but I think it's totally possible to get your resources now. Maybe not for a trader, but for any combat class, they can get it. What else do I have to destroy you at?
Bioengineer.
Bioengineer? Oh, I didn't know about so much.
Bioengineer rocked. You could go up and stick a needle in something's ass and steal its DNA.
I don't think you pulled it out of the ass. Didn't you have more topics?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't. Everything I was just going to talk about on how space is still one of the best areas in the NGE right now.
Yeah, if you love space.
Even if you don't love space, it's one of the least bugged aspects of the game right now.
You guys are going to get me up in space, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Ducus have been doing it for the last couple of days. We've been going up in space.
Yeah.
Bastards.
It's fun.
I'll create a guy on your server, and I'll go into space.
Hey, you even got added motivation now that the ground XP's fixed.
Yeah, you can do the hump thing like I did. You can do whatever you want. It's not your server. Hey, why was on Bugfin today? Because Starslayer crashed for 8 hours. I was running around your Talist Imperial outpost, and there was a dead guy there from Corpse Run.
Yeah.
What the hell's with that?
Yeah, he's been there, forever.
Iker or something?
Yeah.
I was whoa, what the hell? Will the server roll back?
He's
You know,
been there pretty
pre-published
much
nine.
since the beginning of the game, I think.
What did he do? Like Corpse Around Lily's tune?
I don't know. I have no idea how he got there, but
It's
he's
awesome.
just been there forever.
The forever corpse.
It's like a skeleton. That was cool. I never knew that was there.
Well, to celebrate Fariq's win over Ducus in our debate, let's give away another t-shirt. Someone give me a number.
17.
And the winner is Oliver Feldo. So Oliver, just
Feldo.
email me at thegalaxyreport@yahoo.com with your information, the size shirt you want, and we'll get that out to you. And I will verify it with PayPal, so nobody try to...
I bet he's
Rip him
Dutch. It's gonna cost you in shipping.
No way, I get great shipping rates, don't worry.
To Dutchland? Or... Where Dutch... Where are Dutch people from?
Yeah, let's move on to predictions for E3.
Okay.
Alright, who wants to start? This was your idea, Josh, so you go for it.
I predict the thingamajig from the post. I'm sorry, what's it called
What?
again? The new combat thing?
Oh, the combat?
The not CU3?
That's what we're calling it, not CU3.
I think we'll see some of the published 30 Galactic Civil War stuff. Hopefully I'll get my E-Web for Commando. And no expansion pack, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Means they polished the game more.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Maybe
it means
Smedley
we
will
get
show
stuff
up.
faster.
I hope that Smedley or Julio is there and someone attacks them. That'd be really great.
Alright, Ducus, what's your prediction?
Oh, other than my gunboats, which has been a lot of talk about, it'll probably be the skill enhancements.
What about crafting? You think they'll show up?
No.
Yeah, crafting doesn't sell.
And my prediction for E3, they're going to unveil a Galaxy Report poster that's going to be given away for the 3-year veteran gift. That's my
Sweet.
prediction.
That would be sweet.
Be Garen of his lava cannon. Shooting role players or something.
Guys, if you want to use that, go ahead. I'm just giving them permission. I'll send you the artwork.
Yeah, well, I don't think Galaxy is going to be making much of a show at E3 at all.
Well, I mean, it sounds like they're going to do something somewhat big. It's weird. Have they ever done anything at E3 before? Like since the game
Yeah, they did
launched?
JTL. And that was the last thing. I've never seen anything else at E3 other than Jump Lightspeed when it came
Wow.
out. It's because they put them out every 6 months. There's only an E3 every once a year. Everything's 6 months in Galaxies. Every revamp, every expansion pack.
Just the development time frame.
I'm scared of every 6 months.
Let's go to some Q&A. Alright, Ducus, if you want to line up some callers, go ahead.
Okay.
Josh, wasn't one of your buddies supposed to call in and give it to me this week?
Oh, Ira?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy who was in here earlier, but he's in some crazy country. Forget the name. They have crazy accents when they type.
You know what? He's scared because I'm American. That's
No,
what
it's
it is.
like it's 7 o'clock in the morning now for him. So
Oh man, what a lousy excuse. We'll do an interview with him sometime during the week.
sweet. Oh, you do more than one show?
No.
Oh,
Sometimes we do interviews at weird times if we have to. Well, of course,
Cool.
we haven't done interviews in a while, so. Alright. Do we think the Vanguard game will benefit or suffer from being linked to SOE?
suffer. I mean,
I don't think SOE is going to sit there and try to destroy this game. And I don't know. How's Vanguard linked to it? Is SOE developing it, or I know nothing about Vanguard.
they're publishing it. They're not developing it.
Okay.
So they're in the clear. But I was looking at Sony's track record. You know, Evercrack, Galaxies, and
Well, come on, Evercrack.
Into the
I mean,
Matrix. They had a pizza command in it, for God's sakes. You could actually order a pizza in game.
well, that's sweet.
I know, but that shows you your retarded audience. And I don't know. They had a creature in there that I forget what it's called. It was something cock, and then the name filter filtered out like the end of the name, no matter what you did. Someone will correct me in the chat. I forget what it's called.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think SOE is completely evil, so...
They're just misguided.
I don't know. If it's a good game, it'll be fine. That's the main thing. The game has to be good. People have to enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. How do you think the Jedi items will be affected by the upcoming ground reverse engineering thing?
I don't think they will.
You don't think
Jedi's always been its own crafter. Well, Jedi have never been linked to anybody other than doctors for buffs.
I think Jedi will be able to reverse engineer the stuff themselves.
Like untune their own pearls?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna sell my freaking village crystal then. It's gonna go like 60 million.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
I was a Jedi
We lost my train of thought there. Okay, I think we're ready for a call, so we'll go ahead and go to that now.
Okay, I'll...
Nicole, how's it
Holy
going?
crap.
Just fine. How are you all?
Good. You okay there, Meat Puppet? Josh?
Yeah, I'm just about to have an aneurysm. There's a girl calling in.
Hey.
You rock.
I want to tell you guys, first of all, this new publish did wonders for the loot drops. I've been hunting Black Sun all night, and it's so much better. Just for like 3 hours, I've gotten bounty hunter bracers and just other junk that I wasn't getting before. Before, all I was getting was credits. So maybe something's good.
So you think they upped the loot drop rates a little bit?
Or balanced it. I think something was wrong with Black Sun, because it was like 1 in like 100 maybe. I was getting like a bracer or something. Now it's actually progressing a little bit better. So it's a light at the end of the tunnel. But is anybody else feeling the whole regifting thing going on here? And what I mean by that is, doesn't it seem like they're giving us everything back, everything we had back, and calling it brand new?
At least it's better than it was before.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. They're giving us stuff back that we, kind of what we had before. It's coming back different, and it's working in the new system.
Yeah.
Like Commando.
If they bring everything back, people will be happy.
So it's essentially a rollback, but yet it's called new game enhancements.
Well, because they're changing it. It's like the heavy weapons. You know, heavy weapons were in before, but you can't compare a heavy weapon in the NGE to a heavy weapon, you know, pre-CU.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. I hear it. Well, yeah, I was just really excited about the loot things. I want to let y'all know that it's gonna actually work out with the Black Sun, I think. So I'm gonna be getting my base. I'm gonna be getting my base. I think tonight's the night.
Cool.
Get back.
All right. Well, you have some good luck with that, and we're gonna let you go now.
No.
See you later.
Got one guy who wants to call him, but he doesn't have Skype.
I thought about getting a number set up, but then people would be charged long distance fees, and I really don't want to go through that. So if there's a way to do an 800 number, I really want to look into another way to set up calls where we don't have to pause the show and can maybe do something a little bit easier. But that's down the road. What do you say we give something else away?
Okay.
Another
Okay.
shirt.
1337 for the number.
I'm not clicking that many times. Give me a low number.
Oh, I have to manually click it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, do it anyway.
I'll do 7. And the winner is... Oh, man. Michael O'Burney. That sounds like a phony name. But Michael, email me at thegalaxyreport@yahoo.com and you can get a Community Summit t-shirt. Just give me your size and your information, which of course I will verify. I like giving stuff away. Well, Josh, you had the great idea for giving away a 60-day game card. Why don't you share that with everybody?
Yeah, how about we guess what day Publish 29 is going to go live?
Oh, you want to go with that one?
There's so many variables. Pardon me?
You want to go with that one? I thought you were going to do with the fan art, but...
Oh, that was last week. We already talked about that, didn't we?
We just kind of mentioned it. What would you rather do for this month? Well, we're not going to get published 29 this month. We know that.
Okay.
Do you think, can we all agree published 29 won't be this month?
Yeah, but that's why you gotta guess it early, before it comes out.
I know, but I was thinking, you know what? It's probably going to come out in June. So we could do that for the June giveaway.
Okay. So, art thing.
Alright, so fan art. You describe it. It's your idea. Share with
Draw a
me.
pretty picture. There's no Star Wars Galaxies fan art, so instead of just taking a screenshot and photoshopping and doctoring it, go out there and, draw with your hand, and do a painting or something, scan it in, submit it. We can actually have a fan art contest. Something cool. Like, Commando whipping some stupid entertainer. Or how about someone shoving like something up, Ducus' ass.
No.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, edited that out pretty good. Okay, yeah, so we're going to create the Star Wars Galaxies fan art competition. Or actually, the only Star Wars Galaxies fan art on the internet. And, I don't know, what's a good day to have this stuff in by?
Well, give them a month.
So, May 31st.
Yeah, it's the end of the month. How about the end?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's 31st. I don't think it goes any further. So, let me verify that date. You should have thought about this beforehand. Yes, it's 31st. Okay. So, I'll get an email address set up, but it'll be, contest@thegalaxyreport.com. And that's not active yet, so don't send anything to it. But, start working on that fan art, get it in, and, we'll put it up and everybody can vote. And the winner will get a 60-day Star Wars Galaxies game card. That sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Okay, so now my little surprise for everybody at the end. Now I know everybody's been missing Gyron. Haven't we? You finally got to meet him last night, Josh, didn't you?
Yeah, he was funny.
He made you happy.
Yeah, we went around humping people while you crashed.
Well, Gyron's in the middle of moving right now, and he's eventually going to come back on the show. I don't know if it's going to be a full-time basis or whatnot, but he will be back in bits and pieces, at least. So what I wanted to do, he's kind of ticked about all the Commando things going on right now. So he decided to write some Commando haikus. Now, he'll admit these aren't really haikus because they don't involve the seasons. He called them something else, but you know what? I know nothing about this stuff. He's kind of fruity like that. So I had him send me one, and this is his Commando haiku. Why did you let our AOE feathering bug go live? I hate you. Gyron. So I added the Gyron at the end, but that is the Gyron haiku for the Commando.
Awesome.
That's his little contribution to this week's show. Okay, do we have anything else?
I got a couple call-ins. you want me to take them?
Oh, we'll save those for the after show because we're almost coming up on the end. So I'll go ahead and start wrapping this up. Everybody knows our website, thegalaxyreport.com. You can head there. We have our forums. It's been really slow in our forums this week, so hop in there, start throwing around some ideas. Let's get some good conversation going. We also have the Bug Wiki. I sent in my first Bug Wiki report to Rogue 5. He appreciates it, and anyone who wants to know what exactly I send in can head to our website, and I posted a link to the PDF that I sent in, so you can look at all the information. And as you're playing the game, you come across stuff, a bug, jot it down, put it in there. Make sure you date it. That way I can, when I update him, I'm updating him with new information and not sending them the same stuff week after week. I'd really hate to do that, but of course, if it's still on there week after week, then maybe I need to. But, let's get that information into him and let him help us. Help him. Something. I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm tired. Our email address is thegalaxyreport@yahoo.com. You can email me. I most of the time respond to stuff. Not always. I've been having a lot of problems with spam coming into that one right now. So I might have accidentally deleted a couple of them, but I will try to get back to you. What am I missing, guys? Donations. That's the big thing.
Donations, yeah.
Give us money.
Yes, money. We don't see it, but it pays the bills. We have our donations. You can subscribe for $2 a month, or a one-time donation of whatever you see fit. And what I'm going to continue to do is each week I'm going to take the people who've donated over the last month, I'm going to put their names into the random topic generator, and I'm going to give something away. Going through the Community Summit shirts right now. We also have Star Wars Galaxy hats. And the gamer cards, I have those, but I'm going to save those for like our contest. So remember, Star Wars Galaxy fan art, that's what we're looking for. And I'll get the email address up. It's contest@thegalaxyreport.com. That should be up sometime tomorrow. Ducus, thanks for coming on with me and getting beat down severely.
Not a problem, not a problem.
Josh, thanks for co-hosting, especially since Flip disappeared. And Flip, if you're out there somewhere, thanks for being around for a little bit. And everyone who